Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. All of you switch on the video. Abraham, are you okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Vishnu, switch on the video. Tom Sindan, Alan, Kevin, switch on the
Ma'am, I'm
video.
having network issue, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Kevin. What about Vishnu? Any homework is there? I'll give one assignment. Some of them completed. What about others? Rahul, what about your program? I'll give one assignment based on interpret one program or run the program in your system. Alan Thomas, Vishnu. What happened, Rahul? So I will give one more day. Abram also, Abram, Alan, Vishnu, and Rahul. All of you switch on the video. Anish, Alan, Alan Joshi, all of you switch on the video. So those who are not run the program in your system, I will give one more day. Today, before today night, that is before today 10 o'clock, you want to submit that program, 2 programs. Okay. Okay, Alan. Those who are not submitted the programs, 2 programs are there based on vowels and based on arithmetic operation. Do that 2 program in your system. And if any doubt related, if any error is there or if any doubt related with that program, you just send a message. Okay, I will explain that error and I will explain the whole program. Okay, okay, Anish. So today is the last day. It is compulsory to send that program either in you can send it through you can just take a photo of that program and send it to me, or you can just write that program and after that send us PDF. Anyway, you can send it to me. Okay. If any doubt related with that program running, I will give one more day for you. It is compulsory. You must run these 2 programs in your interpreter. If you are not downloading Python, then you just take online compiler, Python online compiler. Okay. Is it clear, Abram?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What about Vishnu?
Yes, ma'am.
Anish? Okay, Aparna. Anish, is it clear, Anish? Okay. So many absentees. So, what is gem statements? Alan Thomas, what is gem statements? Alan Thomas. Anish, what is gem statements? Sarah, which are the two gem statements?
Continue and break.
Continue and break. And break are the two gem statements. Sanjana, what is continue?
It brings back to the loop. I mean, back to the
The
top.
control moves to the next iteration. That is the control moves to the top of the statement, top of the program. That is, in the case of iteration, it will go to the next iteration step. Okay, we'll go to the for loop again and again when we execute that continue statement. Then what about break, Thompson? Then
It is used to terminate the loop.
it is used to terminate the loop. For terminating the loop, the break statement is used. So there are two types of jump statement. Jump statement means just like jump from one position to another position. We are just moving the control from one position to another position. That is jump statement. There are two types of jump statement, break and continue. One more is there, that is pass. Pass is used as empty statement. Okay. Then the main statements are break and continue. So we are starting our next chapter. That is chapter 5. It is lists in Python. Lists in Python. Chapter 5, lists in Python. All of you switch on the video. A list is a sequence data type. What is sequence data type? Anyone? What is sequence data type? Abhilash, what is sequence data type?
Ma'am, to present the values in an order.
No, that is a collection of values. That is sequence in a particular order. A collection of values in a particular order. That is sequence. So a list is a sequence data type, and the elements of a list are enclosed in square brackets separated by comma. Elements of a list can be of any type. Okay, so a list is a sequence data type. Sequence data type means a set of values. That is sequence data type. And it is represented using square bracket. So list is represented using square bracket. So list is a sequence data type. Elements of list are enclosed in square bracket separated by comma. Elements of a list can be of any type. Which are the different data types used in Python? Rahul, which are the different data types used in Python? Data types.
Madam.
Just try. I'll give one example. Integer. Int is one data type. Give another data type.
String.
String. Correct, Rahul. Another one. Pointed value. What is the name of 8.1?
Float.
Correct, Rahul. So these some more data types are there. The main data types I will just explain: int, float, string, then complex is there. So many data types are. So we can, within this list we can use integer data type, string data type, character value, float value, any data value we can enclose within this list. So list means it's a sequence data type. Elements of list are enclosed within square bracket. So a square bracket represents list. Then it is separated by comma. The data within that list are separated by comma, and we can use any type of data within this list. Okay, So that is list. Lists are mutable. Not this point. It is very important point. Lists are mutable. It is needed for your +2 session also. Lists are mutable. Mutable means we can change the values within that list. After creating one list, we can change the value. We can modify the value. But some other data type, when we learn about this string dictionary, something like that, then it is immutable. Immutable means we can't change the content after creation. So here in the case of lists, lists are mutable. The word meaning of mutable, it is word meaning of mutable, it is can be changed or can be modified. We can modify the content or we can change the content. That is mutable. Okay, so the main and important point related with lists are mutable, means they can be modified. After creating one list, we can change the contents. If the first value is 5, I can change it as 15. Or if it is 15, I can change it as characters in A. Instead of 15, I can modify with a new value A. That is mutable. Lists are mutable. Okay. For example, this is an example for list. Here L is equal to, within square bracket, I'm giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 value. Here, what is the type of this 1, 3, and 5? All of you switch on the video. Alan Varghese. Alan Varghese. Tushar, Alan Varghese, Basuri, Sanam, switch on the video. Nestle. Basuri, what is the type of this 1, 3, and 5? What is the data type of 1, 3, and 5? Basuri. Anish. Anish. Okay, Anish, it is integer. Sanam, what is the type of this Python? What is the type of Python? Data type of Python? No idea. Vishnu? No, if I'm using a pointed value, then only I can say that that is a float value. Here, this is the example for float value. Tushar, what is the type of this Python?
Which ma'am?
It's not clear, Tushar.
Ma'am, which?
What is the type of Python? Data type.
Ma'am, I don't know.
Why?
Ma'am, I just joined the class right now.
This is not not today's portion. It is the basic data types used in Python.
Oh, that one. Numeric data type. Then
Under numeric, which are the different data types? under numeric?
Ma'am, I don't remember.
Then how we will continue? Sanjana, which are the different data types under number?
Integer, float, then string.
So many data types are there. That is integer for representing whole numbers. That is, if I want to represent 50, I am using the data type integer. Okay. Then based on float. Float means it is 50.1. That is, if you want to assign a value like 50.1 or 100.1, that is a number with fractional part. That is float. Then if I am using a set of characters S, T, A, B, C within single quotes or within double quotes, that is known as string. These are the basic concept. Without understanding this basic concept, how will continue with this list and list operation for, if, while? First, all of you switch on the video. I'm repeating the same, that is, the previous day, Wednesday, I will give one assignment for you. That is, run the program, 2 programs in your interpreter and send that program and its output to me. Only 5 students. So, here L is a list name. L is the list name. That is L, it is the list name. And using this, it is just like a variable name. Then when I am asking what is variable name and what are the roles related with variable name, any idea about identifier name, naming? Okay, so it is L is the identifier name. So here L is equal to, instead of L, we can give any valid identifier name. Okay, I can give L1 or you can just write list1 or list2, any name you can give here. This is the variable name or identifier name for a particular list. And after the variable name or identifier name, after equal to, within square bracket, give the values needed for that list. That is, if it is, here I am using 5 values, that is 1, 3, 5. Then this is the 4th one, this is the 5th one. 3 integer value and 2 string values. 3 integer values and 2 string values. So this is the example for how we can create one list. So L is equal to, within square, this is only one way. We are using one more option for creating list. So this is the simplest way how to create a list. So L is equal to, within square bracket, give the values. Okay. So these are the different types of list. The first one, it is empty list. If you want to create one empty list, just type L is equal to, within square bracket, nothing. That is empty list. Within square bracket, L is equal to, within square bracket, Nothing. That is empty list. This is list of integers. How we can create list of integers? Just type one variable name. Here I am giving list 1 is equal to, within square bracket, give some integer value. That is list with integers. Then list with string. List 1 is equal to, within square bracket, give the names A, B, C, Delhi, Mumbai. Close the square bracket. This is a list with 3 string values. Then second last one, it is a list of mixed values. We can use a list of mixed values. That is, here A is there, 1, B is there, then 2. So here this is string data type, this is integer data type, this is another string, this is another integer. A and B are considered as character or string, that is within single quotes we are using A and B, so it is a string. Then 1 and 2 are whole numbers, that is a number without a fractional part. A number without a fractional part, so it is integer. Then last one, it is nested list. Nested list means within a list, that is, this is the original list. Within this list, the first member it is 1, second member it is 2, third member is a list. I already explained that nested means something. Nested list means a list within another list. Nested for means a for within another for. Nested while means a while within another while. Nested if means a if within another if. That is nested. Okay, so here I am using nested list. What is nested list? A list within another list. So here one list is there, that is a member of another list. So a list within another list, that is known as nested list. Then lists in Python are stored as individual characters in contiguous locations. It is stored like this. We already explained about that string. There are 2 types of indexing methods. Which are the 2 types of indexing methods, Tom Sinton? 2 types of
forward indexing and backward indexing.
Forward indexing and backward indexing, or positive indexing or negative indexing. Okay, so these are the 2 types of indexing methods. So here lists in Python are stored as individual characters in contiguous locations with index values. These are the index values. Okay, with index values. After with write, that is index values, with index values. So here Python is the word. Here 2 types of indexing is there, forward and backward. Forward and backward. Forward means what? It is starting from 0, to n minus 1. That is forward indexing. N means number of characters present in that list. Okay, number of characters present in that list, that is n. So forward indexing is starting from 0 to n minus 1. Backward indexing, it is -1 to -n. Forward indexing, it is from 0 to n minus 1. Backward indexing, it is minus 1 to minus n. So here, if L1 is equal to L1 is equal to Python and is not there. So Pytho. These are the contents of L1. Here, if I'm using forward indexing, it is starting from 0. Which is the last value, Rahul? For forward indexing. For forward indexing, starting value is 0. What is the last value?
4.
4. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters are there. Correct, Rahul? So just apply that 5 here. N, it is 5. 5 minus 1, which is equal to 4. Okay. So for forward indexing, we are starting forward indexing from 0. Last value, the equation, it is n minus 1. Here n means number of characters. Number of characters. So here 5 characters are there. So 5 minus 1, it is 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is forward indexing. How is backward indexing, Tushar?
Yes, ma'am.
How is backward indexing?
It starts from negative n.
Negative. Negative.
Negative n.
It is start from negative.
Oh, sorry, ma'am. Negative 1.
Negative 1. And value it is?
Negative n.
It is starting from negative 1 and the first value negative 1 is assigned for the last character. It is not for the first character. Okay. Forward indexing from starting to stop. Backward indexing is starting from last character. So negative 1 is assigned to 0. So here negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4 and negative 5. This is negative n minus n. Okay. So for forward indexing, the starting value is 0. It is from first character to last character. Backward indexing, it is starting from minus 1 and the assignment is that is minus 1 value is assigned for the last character. Here the last character is 0. So negative 1 is assigned to 0. Next value, negative 2 is for H, negative 3 is for T, then negative 4 for Y, then negative 5 for P. Is it clear, Nestle? Okay. Sanam, is it clear?
Can you explain it one more time?
Okay. So here forward indexing. We can name each and every character within this list using 2 methods. This indexing means we are giving some name. So for calling you, you have one name, no, just like that. I'm giving one name to this P, Y, T, H and O. That name it is indexing. There are 2 types of indexing, forward indexing and backward indexing. Forward means from the starting to stop. That is forward. Backward means from back to start. That is from stop to start. That is backward. So forward indexing, the value starting from 0 to n minus 1 means it is starting from 0 to n minus 1. N means number of characters present. Here 5 characters are there. So 5 minus 1, it is 4. Then backward indexing is starting from stop. So the value is starting from minus 1. Then the assignment is starting from stop. So here the stop value, that is last value, it is 0. So zero's index value it is -1, then -2, -3, -4, and -5. Is it clear, Sanam?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll give one example. L1 is equal to Vishnu, give forward indexing for this list.
Ma'am, I don't know how to.
You don't know?
No, ma'am.
What is forward indexing, Vishnu? Vishnu,
Uh,
what is forward indexing? Alan Thomas? Alan Thomas? Anish? Abarna? Kevin?
Ma'am,
What is forward indexing for this L1?
ma'am, for this one.
Hmm.
Ma'am,
1, 2, 3.
Ma'am, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Hmm.
5, and 6.
Okay, correct, Kevin. That is starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here, 7 values are there. You just calculate the number. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 elements are there in this list. So, the last value it is n, it is 7. So, last value it is n minus 1, that is 7 minus 1, it is 6. So, starting from 0, the last value it is 6. Okay. Rahul, what about the backward indexing, Rahul? What is the value of 7?
-1.
Correct, Rahul. Then -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, and -7. Is it clear, Vishnu?
yes, ma'am. Now it is
Okay.
clear.
Okay. Then another question. You just answer. Forward indexing. For A, what is the value?
-6.
For A.
-4.
For A, here A, B, C, 3 values are there. So what is the forward indexing value of A? Forward indexing is starting from 0. Then okay, Tushar.
Yes, ma'am. It is 0, 1, and 2.
What about backward indexing?
-1, -2,
Negative
and
1 is for
C.
correct, Tushar. -1, -2, -3. Okay. Is it clear, Vishnu? That is the first value forward indexing it is 0. Second value it is 1. Third value it is 2. Okay. This is forward indexing. Case of backward indexing, the C value it is -1, B value it is -2, last value it is -3. Okay. Is it clear, Vishnu?
No, ma'am.
We'll explain once again. L1 is equal to A, B, C. Okay. Here, the first value it is A. In the case of forward indexing, A value it is 0. B value it is 1. C value it is 2. The case of forward indexing. Now it is okay, Vishnu?
Yes, ma'am. Now it's okay.
Then, in the case of backward, it is starting from last value, that is from C. The C value, it is -1. B value, it is -2. Last value, that is A value, it is -3. Okay. Is it clear, Sanam?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that is indexing. So here we are using nested list. Then how we can represent this nested list? Okay. So here the list, it is 1, 2, then 11, 12, 13, comma 6, 7. Here the value of 1, it is 0, 2, it is 1. Here the third element is a list. Here also the value, it is 2. Then this is 3, this is 4. This is the indexing method of nested list. Nested list means after 1 and 2, the third element is a list, that is nested list. So we can just name the values just like our normal indexing. That is the index value of 1, it is 0. Index value of 2, it is 1. The third element is a list. That list name or index or position value, it is 2. Then 6, it is 3. 7, it is 4. Then how
Ma'am,
we, okay.
can only the third value be the list inside the list?
Third value is a list. Only third value. All the other values are individual values.
Ma'am, we can't change the value for the list.
Yes, we can change. It is mutable. No. Mutable means we can change.
No, ma'am, like what if the first value is the nested list or the second one?
We can write like this, that is L1 is equal to, here we can give 11, 12, 13. After that I can give 1, 2, 3, just like that. That is also possible. Any number, any position we can give nested list. Is it okay, Kevin?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we can give in any position, we can give this nested list. It is not compulsory to give third element as list or fourth element as list. It is not like that. You can give a nested list anywhere within another list. Okay. So here I'm using a list. Here, these are the position values. So for accessing 1, I'm using L1 of 0. This is L1 of 1. 2 means L1 of 1. 6 means L1 of 3. 7 means L1 of 4. Then how we can access this 11 and 12, 13, these three values. If I'm using L1 of 2 means it is 11, 12, 13. Is it clear? If I'm using L1 of 2, that means what happens, Anam? So L1 of 2 means it is 11, 12, 13 together. We call that name 2. Then how we can access this 11? Anyone? Any idea?
Ma'am, by using a float value.
By using?
Ma'am, a float value like 2.1.
No.
Ma'am,
Any
by
other?
giving indexing for that one too.
For giving indexing. That is correct, Abhilash. Then how?
So like 11 will be 0, 1, 2,
Here 11 it is 0, 1, 2. Okay. According to the first list, this list is based on second position. So it is 2. Then if you want to access just like a matrix, you just type like a matrix. That is, this is the second row, that is second index. And from that second index, I want to access the first element. So 2 of 0. That is 11. 2 is the L1. 2 is the index value of L1. Then within that 2, I am using another list. So if I want to access this 11, 12, and 13, start with 2. That is, 2 is the base index number. Within that, along with that 2, use the position value of 11, 12, and 13. So first you want to access 11, then you just write 2 of 0. First square bracket 2, use second square bracket 0. Then L1 of 2 of 1. What is the result? L1 of 2 of 1, 2, 1. What is the result, Kevin? 2, 1.
Ma'am,
What is the result of 2, 1? L1 of 2, 1.
ma'am, it's 0, 12.
How? How it is 0?
Ma'am, 12, 12.
It is 12. Correct, Kevin. Sanam, how? What is the output of L1 of 2, 2?
13.
Correct, Sanam. So first it will represent the L1 index value. After that, if you want to access the nested list, use this index values for this nested inner list. Okay, here 0 is for 11, 1 is for 12, 2 is for 13. So 2, 0 means 11, 2, 1 is for 12, 2, 2 is for 13. Here 2 is the base index number. Along with this base index number, I am using the inner loop index value, that is 2, 0, 2, 1, and 2, 2. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.